today I want to focus on the beginner that's just looking at Pinterest for the first time, really trying to get a grasp on what it is, how to use it, and how to make money with it. I run a coaching program for people that are making money doing digital marketing, everything from affiliate marketing to Pinterest to blogging to YouTube to TikTok shop affiliate, social media, that kind of thing. And we were talking about it today that a lot of us are kind of on this, in this midway where we're blogging every day, we're making pins every day. And then I had some other ones come in here and say, you know what, I need the 101. Get me back to the basics. And so that inspired today's video because it's always good to keep things fresh. This is Pinterest. What you are looking at is Pinterest. These are pins. So these little images are pins. If you think about a bulletin board, you remember a bulletin board? I don't know if everybody still uses them anymore, but you got your cork board on the wall and you grab a thumbtack and you walk over and you pin something on a bulletin board. That is the idea. Each of these pins is actually pinned on a board. That board belongs to somebody's account. Boards are usually topical. So for example, something like this one here, Moody Boho Living Room, is most likely on a board about boho living room ideas or boho home decor ideas. And we're going to dive into that a little bit deeper, but I just kind of want to give you this quick little, oh, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Now, every time somebody goes up to the search bar and types in something like a keyword that they want to start searching for, there's a bunch of suggestions that pop up here. It kind of gives us an idea like, oh, that's what people are looking for. So for example, boho bedroom is a popular search. So somebody might go up there and search like they would a search engine like Google or something like that. But what they're looking for is inspiration. That's what they're looking for. They want to be inspired. Pinterest is hard pushing towards e-commerce. It wants to be a shopping site as well, but still for the most part, based on what I have been looking at, people are still going to Pinterest for inspiration. Now that inspiration can turn into money, and we'll talk a little bit about how. Now underneath that search, Pinterest is kind enough to suggest to that person more keywords that take that niche down even a little bit more. So boho bedroom. Do they want to look at modern boho bedrooms? Do they want to look at cozy boho bedrooms? Boho bedroom decor, dark boho bedrooms, earthy boho bedrooms. So that person can now click on one. Let's just say they want beachy boho. The entire list of pins changes. So now it's beach focus. This is the beauty of Pinterest for somebody that's looking for inspiration. Now, the more that person uses Pinterest while they're logged in, the more Pinterest learns what that person likes based on what they click, comment, share, interact, save, that kind of thing. And then Pinterest will start changing their feed, just like social media, to fit what they're most likely to look at. So the algorithm learns them. So it is both a search engine and a social type of feed. Now, I would not really call this a social media platform because most people are not engaging with each other in the same way that they do on something like Instagram, TikTok, that kind of thing. However, they can comment, they can share. It's not as prevalent. They're more likely to see something like they like and pin it. So for example, I love this pin right here. So this pin, if somebody was really looking for boho bedroom ideas, look at the color palettes that are on here. Now, this was obviously created with AI because there's typos in it. But this is the power right now of Pinterest, is that at this moment anyway, and I think everybody will eventually, they're allowing the use of AI. I think their algorithm will crack down on the content that's not quality over time. But there is a place for it, which I'm going to mention today. So I have a Pinterest account that is purely AI created. But I worked very diligently to create things like this that would be valuable to that customer, okay? Having these color palettes in here, that's pinnable, that's savable, that's shareable, that's valuable. Telling people how to recreate things, okay? But as you can see, as I'm scrolling, we just clicked on one pin all of a sudden there's a bunch more pins that show up underneath. So Pinterest said, okay, Lori has clicked on these boho bedroom ideas for relaxation. Maybe she's interested in shopping for boho pillows, boho sheets, boho blankets. So you see that while there's more pins about boho, the e-commerce is starting to pop in here. Oh, she might want to shop. She might want to shop. So that's kind of like the idea. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to take you over to Pinterest Trends. And I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about what's actually working on Pinterest so that you can say, is my niche even going to work on here? Does this make sense for me? Now, there are some people that may not match the typical Pinterest products or blog or website or whatever for the average Pinterest user that still do well. So I'm not going to tell you you cannot be on Pinterest. But I do want to tell you that if you are starting on Pinterest with the pure intent of making money with a new website or a new blog, you're going to want to pay real close attention to the Pinterest trends. If you already have a product, well, then you're probably going to kind of go after the topics that are already around the product you have. But if you don't have a product, you're going to make money with ad revenue. You're going to make money with affiliate marketing. You want to make money with sponsorships. This is where we're going to take a look today. So we're going to go over here to Pinterest Trends, and we're going to kind of look at what is working right now. Now, right up top, this is a really good indicator of what's working for my audience. This is customized to my audience. So I already have a Pinterest account. It's already got almost 4 million monthly views. I'm already making money. There's already things working. So doubling down on what's already working is fantastic for me. And I'm going to show you what I mean by what's working because we're going to create a little bit of content here. But what's doing well for me? Work from home office, boho outfits, crafts for adults, boho chic outfits. Now, I've already done a bunch of these, but I have not started this one yet, Easter crafts. So I need to get busy on that. We're probably about a month away, if even, from Easter. And so it's probably a good idea for me to throw up some Easter crafts since so much of my blog is about seasonality and crafts and home decor. What else is doing well? Valentine's crafts. Okay, we're almost past those, so I'm not going to do much with those. Super Bowl, we just passed it. But this is a great way for me to get a quick pulse on what else should I create for my audience. Now, let's just say you're brand new, though. You're going to come down here. And you're going to scroll, you're going to look at growing trends, and you're going to look at interests. Now, take a look at all of these items. If what you are creating falls inside these interests, you have a pretty good chance of doing well if you follow the basics. Creating content, making good images, pinning regularly, creating new fresh blog URLs regularly, and I'll show you what I do in a couple minutes, then you're already at an advantage. But if you look down here and your business or your product doesn't have anything to do with any of these, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, okay? Or maybe even a lot more challenging. So if I was starting as a beginner and I don't know what I'm going to build yet, I'm going to start looking at these, okay? Now, you can literally go through one by one of these and take a look. You can also go to keywords and just start typing in a keyword. You can also go by age, and you can also go by gender. Or you can just go straight down here and look at the top trends in the United States this month. Trends with high search volume in the last 30 days. Valentine's Day nails. Pinterest is really pushing seasonality. What is happening right now? So for example, yesterday I did a bunch of Mardi Gras blogs. What to wear to Mardi Gras recipes. So while evergreen content, the kind of content that lasts forever or could be used anytime, does well, Pinterest is pushing seasonality heavily. So keep that in mind. Now nails do well all year long. Just regular nail stuff. But look at the 2 Valentines. Recipes do well year round. But if there are specific things like Easter brunch, those would do well towards the Easter season. Date night beauty, year round. That's an all year evergreen niche. Outfit ideas, all year evergreen niche. But then you have Valentine's Day, hairstyles, dinner ideas. Hairstyles is evergreen. Dinner is evergreen. Valentine's, seasonal. Kind of get the idea. Wallpapers forever. Hairstyles is evergreen. Backgrounds, craft ideas, evergreen. Tattoo ideas, evergreen. Winter outfits, seasonal. Okay? So you can start poking around down here, but let's just go play over here. We're going to go to interests, and we're going to go take a look. Art, beauty, children's fashion, DIY, and crafts. You have design, education, electronics, entertainment, event planning. I like that one a lot. Finance, food and drinks, gardening, health, home decor, men's fashion, parenting, quotes, sport, travel. That's another really good one. Vehicles, wedding. Really good one. Women's fashion. So let's pick something that you want to build a website around. And maybe it's expandable, but maybe you say, you know what? I really like the home decor niche. Now, keep in mind, I am going to bring in AI in a second, and I'm going to show you how you can pick anything on there and create it with AI without knowing anything about the topic. Now, some people don't like that, and that's up to you. If you already know you're a writer and you're going to write all this, then you need to learn less about using the AI for writing and more about which topics to write on. And that's going to have more to do with your keyword research and your pin research and your board research, which we have tools for all of that we use. But if you're going to use AI, then we're going to bring in a little bit of those AI elements, okay? So let's just click on home decor and take a look at what's trending on Pinterest right now. So we have DIY home aesthetic. Now that one's actually down right now. You can sort these by weekly change, monthly change, yearly change. Let's just go to yearly. That's going to be more evergreen rather than seasonality. And I think this is just a really good thing for us to kind of look at today for the beginners. Okay. So home decor, warm getaways, inspiration. That's interesting. I've not actually looked at that one. I want to look at that one a second. So let's click on it. That sounds like travel to me. So I want to see why that's falling under home decor. Let's take a look. Trip aesthetic, warm getaways. Yeah, to me, that's more travel. You know why I think it's coming up under home and garden? Because it's visuals of the actual getaways. So this might be good for like your Airbnbs, your vacation getaways, that kind of thing. So I'm going to leave that one alone for a minute because it's a little too specialized. But DIY, home aesthetic. Oh yeah, that's up 10,000% this year. So these are the top two growing sectors right now this year, but we're new in a year, but yearly change that probably this time this year over this time last year, I'm sure. We have home aesthetic DIY. Let's go take a look at home aesthetic DIY. And now what does it say? Things to make for your room. Room DIY, girly crafts, cozy bedroom aesthetic, DIY home decor. Now look what you're able to see down here. 68% female. Now look at the age groups. Wow, look at the 55 to 64 demographic. Okay, now this was huge for me because I'm in this age demographic, but not far away from that age demographic, and I'm so surprised how the DIY is so big in that age group. So this is a great discovery for me. I do have a website for midlife women, so I'm kind of like, whoa, I would not have thought. So we have 25 to 34-year-old women, 35 to 44-year-old women, and 55 to 64 make up most of the audience. That's a pretty good, healthy niche, okay? So it's not all little girly crafts. It's actually, there's more DIY in this pocket. Then you can scroll down and you can take a look at the home aesthetic DIY section on Pinterest. So we just went right from Pinterest trends over to Pinterest. Now let's take a look at what pins are doing well here. So first, under home aesthetic DIY, we have goth, cozy. So don't think about the word aesthetic for a second. Just think about home decor, like cozy DIY home. DIY spa day. witchy DIY, DIY crafts for your room, DIY home decor, DIY bookmarks. That's not really home decor, but if you're thinking about DIY home decor, you're going to be looking at like that goth, the cozy, the witchy, the room decor, the wall art, things like that. And then if you scroll down here, you get even more ideas as we go through this DIY home decor on a budget. Now, I'm going to bring in a tool really quick for you so that you can see how to drill down even deeper. Now, most beginners don't want to start off with a paid tool. This one is incredibly affordable. Oh, there's something new today. How exciting. New Keyword Explorer tool. I have not played with this yet, so we'll check it out. I have played with Keyword Explorer, but he's got something new on here I haven't seen. So this even drills down further for us. We're going to go over to Keyword Research, and I'm going to type in, what was it? DIY home, right? What was it? DIY home aesthetic. But I'm just going to go DIY home. Same idea. Okay, let's take a look at some of the top performing areas in this space. So we started off saying, okay, let's have a website that's all home decor. Then we did, let's take a look at what home decor areas are popular, and we found DIY home decor. So your website could just be a total DIY home decor and you stick there, or it could be about home decor and you're going to build a category on your blog called DIY home decor, and you're going to build within there. And then we're going to use that for Pinterest as well. That's just an idea. So I'm going to sort this by popularity, top to bottom, so that we can see what are the most popular DIY home items in here. So DIY home decor, DIY home gym, DIY home hacks, DIY home kitchen, DIY home library. I haven't done much with that one. DIY home maternity shoot ideas, DIY home storage ideas, DIY home theater. Good one. I haven't done that one yet either. DIY home upgrades. Okay. Now, where did they go just now with that search volume? I had just seen something. Okay. So let's just click on DIY home decor. Let's take a look at some of the top pins in the DIY home decor space. So this is what you can't do on the regular Pinterest, is sort the top pins down. So what I'm going to do is, we're already there. We're sorted by how many people saved them. That's just how I have my sort. So first one is homemade yarn pom-pom daisy rug. So remember, we're in the DIY home decor. So I would make a note somewhere, DIY rugs. This is a good one. You could have a whole section on DIY rugs, or you could have just one blog article about DIY rugs. And you make money by creating that article when somebody clicks through and they click on ads on your website. That would be ad revenue. Or they click on affiliate links within your website. Or there's a sponsor that's paying you to have an ad or a placement or a shout out or a link on your blog. These are the most common ways that we see people make money with blogging, specifically on Pinterest. Okay. Now we're seeing more ideas down here. Pom-pom rug, bathroom DIY ideas. Okay. So we're getting some more ideas over here. So if I have a home decor blog, I want to make sure I have a DIY home decor section. And somewhere on that DIY home decor section, I want to have homemade yarn pom-pom rug, or a section on how to make pom-poms, okay? Something like that. Now, what's the second one? Easy dollar store wall decor. So I see a ton on here with things like dollar store and IKEA, very location specific, okay? So I would want to create a blog called Easy, some sort of section about home decor, like on a budget kind of thing, right? DIY home decor on a budget. Now we have DIY fairy core. So what you'll find is a whole bunch of home decor by niche. Outfits are like this too. Recipes have their little spaces. Everything is kind of categorized and subcategorized and subcategorized and subcategorized. So fairy core is a type of decor. Very whimsical, little fairies, gnomes, twinkle lights, that kind of thing. Well, if we look underneath that with these additional keywords, there's things like DIY toilet paper flowers. That would fit into our DIY home decor. So anything that's going to be DIY home related to decor is going to go in this section. Okay. All right. So now you're saying, well, what do I do with all this? How do I even get started? Okay. So let me show you. These are really cool things that I'm about to show you. You may be ready for them. You may not be ready for them, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is one of my personal hacks. So I'm going to open a Chrome extension here called Harpa. And I do sell my prompts. You can look at the link below to get access to these. I have a prompt store, and then I also have a coaching program. But let's take a look at what this does. So right here, I have a prompt called Pinterest niche. And basically what I've asked the AI to do for me is read this account. Look at this account, not the account. Read this section of pins and tell me about it. Give me the main keywords for that niche. Tell me the best tone of voice to write in for this audience, for this niche. Because the better your starting point is for a category, the better off you're going to do with building out that category. Now, a lot of you guys are going to ask me, how many pins do you create? So my goal, I'm actually not there yet. I'm under a little bit. My goal is 20 pins per day. That 20 pins every day. I would say I'm more of a volume pinner. I'm not a spammer, but I'm more of a volume pinner. And what that means for me is I create 1 to 2 new fresh blog posts every day. And I use AI. If you're writing yourself, you're not going to get anywhere near that. And I also create fresh pins every day using AI. So far, that is what a lot of people are reporting, that their fresher content is doing better with Pinterest. And over time, the older content kind of ages out. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money for years off a pin, but typically they're rewarding fresh content and fresh URLs. So to me, that means a blog every day or 2 and 10 to 20 pins every day. But one blog post creates 11 pins, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay. So what I do is I take this whole thing that it just gave me, this output, and I go over to ChatGPT. And by the way, if you're in my coaching program, you have my prompts already. So you might be watching this in the program. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I am going to paste the information about this new niche. Then down here, I'm just going to say, now give me, once it has all these keywords, what's number 1? DIY wall art. All right, give me an idea of what boards to create for this new Pinterest account. Now, I did not build that into the prompt because my account is not new, but I wanted to show you that if you're brand new, we can actually get ChatGPT to kind of give you an idea for what boards you might create on your Pinterest account. Okay, so it would look something like this. Oh, wait, let me say there should be, I'm sure there are more boards. There we go. So there's your core DIY home decor. So this would be top level. You're just getting started. You're making pins. You're putting them on one board. It's going to be a DIY home decor board. Okay, so let me show you kind of what that would look like to give you a better visual. So I'm going to go back to my original Pinterest account. Okay. Now I am going to click on my account. We're going to go to saved. These are my boards. So created are my pins, saved are my boards. Okay. Now you can get an idea. Home decor would be a very broad board, top level. Okay. That's top level. But if you look over here, vintage home decor is definitely like a sub niche, a subcategory. I don't usually spin off and make a new smaller board until the first broad board has a good selection of pins on it. Let's just say like 30 pins. Now, this is just my way. There are many people that'll do things differently. There's some that will say every blog you write just about could create its new board. Or some that'll say start with 10 boards, get 30 pins on each board, and then build out from there. You'll have to decide what you want to do. But my suggestion is start with the broad board and only create the new board when you know you've got like 10 pins to get on it right away, and then you're going to be covering that topic in depth. Okay? So here's another example. Fun crafts. That's a broad board. All things fun crafts. But that can spin off into child crafts, seasonal crafts, wedding crafts, adult crafts, girls' night crafts, recycled crafts, dollar store crafts. You know what I'm saying? And then each one of those could be its own board. If you're going to have, let's just give a number. Let's just say you're going to have 30 or more pins that would go on a spin-off board. Then it might be worth creating the spin-off board. Otherwise, my suggestion is start with the broader board and then create the smaller ones, the more niche focused, as you start really diving in deep to a topic. So when you're just beginning, you might just have 10 general broad boards. But then you're going, man, now I'm really into these sub niches. I'm doing boho home decor. That needs a new board. I'm doing retro home decor. That needs a new board. I'm doing industrial home decor. That one needs a new board. And you'll end up doing those when you know you're going to get enough pins. So let's just say 30 pins are going to go on a new board. That's just kind of you could say 10, but I'm just kind of throwing out a number like if you wanted to set some sort of a target. Okay. So what would that look like? Well, I might have a board up here called outfits. I get to my 30 pins, and now I notice I'm covering a lot on boho. So I would go create a board called boho outfits. But then I noticed that moto boho is trending with Pinterest. So I go create a moto boho board. Now, right now, there's only 12 pins on here, but I've already scheduled, you can't see them, but I've already scheduled another 20 probably that are going to be on this board shortly. So I knew that I'm covering like Moto Boho is going to have a few unique blog URLs. It's enough to create a new board on. Okay. I'm not repinning other people's pins right now. That doesn't mean I won't. I could see where it would come in handy. If somebody was looking at this board for Moto Boho ideas, and there are some people out there creating some great Moto Boho articles, it could be helpful to my user to repin their pins on my board so that it's more complete. This is a new account, so I really went hard on my own URLs. But again, I could see the value. So there is a place for some of that. Now, when you look at these pins, you'll be able to see how well they're performing. So some of these might have just gotten posted, so don't judge them yet because you don't know the time frame. But this one right out of the gate, I can tell is going to do pretty well because it's only had 92 views, but it's got 3 pins, 3 saves, and 7 clicks. So that one is getting some attention. I like those conversion numbers. Same with this one. These kind of collage pins all do really well. And these are all, I'm making all these with AI. Look at this one over here. How to style Moto Boho. 4.2 thousand impressions, 283 clicks, 21 saves. That's a good one. That's kind of, you'll start seeing like, oh, okay. You'll really know based on looking at your traffic analytics, how many you're clicking through, and you'll know looking at your money, what's really working for you. So those are kind of, I don't look as much at impressions. Impressions is how many times Pinterest showed this pin to a user. I also don't spend a lot of time in saves. While save is a strong signal, quality signal to Pinterest, for me, I'm only looking at that just to kind of gauge what people like. But the real metric for me is how many people are actually clicking through to my site. That's called an outbound click. And then I look at how much money am I making off of those blogs. So that's what I'm looking at. Okay, now back to our Chat GPT where we created this give us board ideas. Now, right now, if you want to, look how many boards we've got. Oh my gosh. It is literally giving us, wow, 75 Pinterest board ideas. Okay. But again, DIY birthday decorations. Yeah, that sounds like a board to me. DIY wedding decor. Absolutely a board. DIY baby shower. But let's just say I'm not going to get there for a while. Each of these could be a board, but why not just create one broad board called DIY party and events and put them all on there? Now, some people who have been doing Pinterest for a long time, old school SEO, will tell you that the best Pinterest SEO you could create is when there's a target keyword on the pin and a target keyword on the board and a target keyword on your account name or in your bio. Well, that's going to be really hard when you're doing this much content. That being said, there is something to say about your board needs to be as on topic as possible. And looking at the keyword research for that board is always a good idea. So DIY party and event. Well, you've got a couple ways to go look at this. If we go back to just Pinterest in general, we could have stayed on trends, but I kind of like the visual of doing it like this. So let's go up here to DIY party, DIY party games, DIY party decorations, DIY party hat, DIY party favors, DIY party favors for adults. Okay. So DIY party is a big topic, isn't it? That's what we're seeing here. Now look at these. These are kind of board suggestions. DIY party decorations could be its own board. DIY party games could be its own board. DIY party favors for adults, its own board. DIY party games for adults indoor. Okay. How does that measure up to our Chat GPT? So somehow I went to party and I left. That's what I did. This is more about home decor. And I just picked one little section and just realized how expansive that is. So we're on the home decor, DIY home decor, and this category is suggested to us with a broad board and then a bunch of smaller boards. So this is a whole category with blog posts. Think about it this way. WordPress category, DIY party, and each one of these is its own post. It could even be subcategories, get really expansive, okay? This is the concept here. So my suggestion, let's just say, so how many broad boards did it give us? It gave us 1, room specific is 2, DIY furniture is 3, wall decor is 4, accessories, storage, outdoor, holiday, party, home improvement, that's 10, and hacks. Okay, that's good. That's about 10, if I counted right, 10 or 11 broad boards. That's a good starting point. I can even say in here, give me the list of the parent board or broad board for each section. And now there you go. So what it's saying is go create a board called DIY home decor. Then create a board called DIY room makeovers. Then DIY furniture makeovers. But my suggestion is that you save all this. You work with all this and you only create one board at a time. Like what do I need today? Because otherwise you just have a bunch of blank boards on your account. So this is kind of futuristic. This is where you're going. This is big picture, right? But it's not day one. So we're not going to go create a gazillion boards day one, but these are the boards that we're going to build on. So we want to save all this. However you save all this, we could export this to a spreadsheet. We can save it in our Chat GPT. So over here to my left, I'm just going to rename this, and I'm going to rename it Pinterest Boards DIY Home Decor. Now I'm going to move this into my folder up here. I have a project or a folder just so I can find that later. Okay, so here it is. Pinterest boards. All right, so now you got an idea. We're starting with DIY home decor parent board. So if you've never done it, you're going to go over to your Pinterest account. So let me do it here, and it's going to look like this. There's a couple ways to create boards, but I'm going to show you from here. We go to saved. When you're first starting, you would have 0 boards, right? It's just a big blank screen. Over to the right, click this little plus sign and click board. We're going to create a board. And we're going to call this one DIY home decor, right? Let me see if I already have one. I don't want to repeat it. DIY. Oh, is it not going to let me search my own boards? Hold on. Saved. DIY home. I don't? It says I have 4 DIY boards. DIY home decor. I sure do. There it is right there. DIY home decor. Okay, so let's take a look at what my board looks like. So if I click on edit, board. Oh, it needs filled out. Okay, so I started this board, DIY home decor. Now it needs, let me just close that. Now it needs a little description. So up here under Harpa, I'm going to pull up another little ChatGPT prompt, and it's going to be called Pinterest board. I think I have this on my, I know that it's in the prompts for the coaching clients. If you can't find my prompts, you guys, there's a whole prompt section in the Blueprint resources if you're one of my coaching clients. So this one is called Pinterest board, and it is going to create, right now it's doing it, a title, and then a little description here that you can paste in here. Don't worry about everything else it's suggesting right now. You can use that if you want for later, but all I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take a little small part of this. Welcome to Ballen Bloggers DIY Home Decor Board, your ultimate source for creative and inspiring DIY projects. Let's see if it'll take all of that text, and I'm going to paste it in there. Okay, so I could go back and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. Create a new description that fits on a Pinterest board and make it keyword heavy. Let me see what that does. Discover the joy of DIY with Ballen Bloggers DIY Home Decor Pinterest board. This is your go-to. Yeah, it didn't really change much. Just about 5 sentences. Make sure you use popular keywords. Let's see if that does anything different. The only reason I'm mentioning this just because I was just talking about SEO. So this would be a way to kind of build in. Mainly, DIY home and decor are really our primary focus for this board. DIY home decor is our focus. It's in the description. It's in the title. So yeah, this is a little long. So we could shrink that down. However, get ready to unleash your creativity and make your home decor dreams come true with our trending DIY solutions. So there is lots of SEO in there. And then if you wanted to take another maybe little section right there that has DIY in it again, and see if that fits, that's the way I'm going to go with it. Okay. Now, once you have pins, you can create a board cover. So if I click that little plus, it's actually going to go look at all of my pins that are on that board, and I could pin one. Now you can go make images that you're going to pin specifically for your board, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. So then I'm going to click done. I wish they would give us more options on these covers than we have so far. So I'll come back a little bit more with those covers, but that's just like a quick little thing about it. So now we have DIY home decor and we have a board. Now we need our first blog post. So what we do is we go back to ChatGPT and we're going to start with the very first one. Okay, so I'm going to say, now we could spin this off to a new chat that's only about DIY this here and doesn't have everything else. I'll show you. So now I'm going to start a new chat so that I don't dilute the one I was just working in. And I'm going to say I'm starting a new Pinterest board. What is the best tone of voice and format for these topics? Don't worry about spelling, as you can see. I'm just typing super fast. I never check. I don't worry about spelling with ChatGPT. You can just type and it will know what you're saying. Okay, so starting a new Pinterest board. So I gave it like kind of, we're going to cover DIY home decor ideas. Okay, now it's saying, here's what the best tone of voice is. So if you're a writer, you don't need any of this. You're just going to go write. But if you're using AI, this is going to be very helpful, okay? So I'm also going to tell it each of those items I gave you will be its own subtopic and eventually its own board. But for now, I want everything going under, what is this one? It was a spinoff. I missed it. DIY home decor. Oh, you know what? We didn't spin off the right one, did we? Hold on one second. Let me go back here. The top board was DIY home decor. What was the board underneath that one? It was... Oh, yeah. Okay, so these are the ones that are going to be our primary focus. And then these will be a spin-off board. Okay, got it. I see what it's telling us to do. I really try to follow the map until I have enough of my own data to tell me differently. Okay, so let's go back to our other chat here. We're going to stick with those 5. And here it is, Pinterest DIY home decor. There it is right there. I lost my chat. Okay. All right. So staying only with the topics I gave you already and not branching out into other DIY categories. Give me the first blog I should write. Blog post, article, whatever. I always just shorten it and say blog. First one, 10 easy DIY home decor projects to transform your space on a budget. Now, it's even telling you why this is going to work. And then it's giving you the blog structure. So we're going to create a blog post that has an upcycled wooden crate shelves, macrame wall hanging, coastal rope mirror. Okay, that's kind of the general idea here of the first article. Now, because this is a listicle, it's going to give us the opportunity to create 10 images because there's 10 items on this list. And I'll show you how we do this with AI. Furthermore, you're going to be able to create a Pinterest pin that is a summary of the whole blog. That will be number 11. That is how you get 11 images off one blog post. It takes me about an hour to do a blog post, even using AI, start to finish, because the image creation takes just a couple extra minutes to go put it into the blog. I'm really close to having this automated, and then it will be so much faster. But this is how I'm doing it right now. Okay, so now what we're going to say is, in the best tone of voice, which you already established, let's write the article. Now, here's what I like to do. Give me the title, intro, and number 1 first before you write the rest. Include a picture this for each section. I do that picture this for a reason. It helps when we move this to the AI image editor. Okay, so look at this intro. Ever scroll through Pinterest and think, I wish my home looked like that? The good news, it can. You don't need a big budget or pro-level skills to create stunning DIY home decor that feels fresh, stylish, and so you. In this guide, we're diving into 10 easy, budget-friendly DIY projects. I love that it made it bold, that instantly transform your space. Okay, this is great. Now, look at the first one. Okay, this is excellent. Upcycle wooden crate shelves. It's got an intro, tells you what you're going to need, how to make it, styling tips, and then there's the picture of this. What I don't like is the emojis. Try again. I'm going to say proper markdown. Whenever it's not putting things like in the appropriate headings and subheadings, telling it to use proper markdown will usually clean that up. So try again, proper markdown, no emojis, and I'm going to say no dividers, separators, or lines, but that doesn't always... I don't know why ChatGPT puts those lines in all over the place. Sometimes I can get it to stop, sometimes not. All right, so let's look. 10 easy DIY home decor projects. Okay, upcycled wooden crate shelves. Here's what you need. Here's how to make it. Here's your styling tips. Here's a picture of this. And then it says, would you like me to continue with the rest of the article in this style? Once I like this, then I say yes. Let me tell you, that last hack I just gave you right there. Oops, I wanted to answer. Oh, I can't stand it when it opens in Canvas. Answer in chat. That little hack I just gave you just now where I said, first, give me the title intro and the first section to review. You will get such a better article when you make it give you the first section first. If you just say write 10, they're very basic. But if you say write it for my approval first, you're going to get a much richer article. It is. That is the way it is. Okay. So then what I do is while it's writing that, I'm going to grab the first part of it like this. And I'm going to go over to ballenblogger.com, which is my new Pinterest blog. I'm going to go new. I'm going to go post. Now, this blog I put together purely for teaching purposes. I didn't know that it was going to start making money that first year. I didn't know what it would do. And it has. So now I'm like really loving on it, you know? So here's our first section. I always get rid of when it does that introduction. We don't want that in there. We just want to go right to the intro. Then I come back here. We're on number 2. Let's see if it finishes it. It does. It doesn't. It went to number 6. So I'm going to say, give me number 7 to 10 and wrap it up with a summary. Something like that. Okay. ChatGPT is funny this way. Sometimes you'll get the whole one. I was coaching today on a call. We have monthly coaching calls, and it was perfect right out of the gate. Other times you have to split it up, keep going. So just be patient and work with it. It's not a big deal. Even if you have to break things into a couple sections, it's better to have a good, meaty, rich content article that you can work with because you're being patient with it than it is to just have it spit out a piece of junk that isn't inspiration for anybody. Remember, the Pinterest user is here for inspiration. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, now we got the article. Now let's see, just out of curiosity, how many words is it? It is 1,999 words. 11-minute read time. I guarantee you, if we just said, give me a list of 10, it wouldn't have been anywhere near that. So that one little hack I gave you that asks it to give you the item first is everything. Now, it doesn't look like it gave me everything in perfect. That's H1, H2. Oh, I just missed that one. I don't know why. So I was just double checking that it has H2. Yeah, it looks like a couple are missing. See this one? The H2 part disappeared. So I just come in here and clean that up a little if it didn't transfer over perfectly, but it'll be pretty close. Okay. Now the exact next thing I do is I come up here to HARPA again. And again, if you're a coaching client, you have this prompt. If you're not a coaching client, this prompt is for sale on my prompt store, but I'm going to put sections is the name of my prompt and I'm going to have it run. And I'll tell you what it basically says. It's this one. Basically, the prompt says, create a Pinterest style image prompt, but not the actual image oops, that wasn't it. Hold on. Sometimes it takes a few times for it to get it right. I'll show you what it does when it does it right. First one was a no-go. Here we go. This is what I wanted. So basically the prompt says, put a image description for each section of the blog in a table. Now, if it spits it out the first time and it doesn't give it to me right, I just run the prompt again. If it still doesn't do it right, I run the prompt again 2 or 3 times. It'll come out right. Now, I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 at the time of making this video. That is my favorite for this type of creation out of all the ChatGPT models. And it does a good job. But if you're using a different version, you may get a different output. Just keep that in mind. Then it gives me an AI image prompt for the Pinterest pin and one for the featured blog photo. So I'm technically about to batch 12 photos. So then the next step I do is I go over to Ideogram. And all of these links are in the description of the video. And these are all of my creations here. You can see all the different pins and collages. These are all like AI created. It was funny today, though. It was giving me funny images without all of their limbs. Every now and then that happens. So when you create an image, you're going to get 4 outputs for every prompt. So even if 1 or 2 don't work, you're getting 4 variations. I very rarely have, this one did have to go back. Every now and then you'll have to go back and do one, but when you batch them, look how beautiful this is. You'll usually be able to get some that you can use. This one has a typo, so I wouldn't use that one. This one looks perfect. You get the idea. Okay, so now we're gonna take the output that we just got from Harpa, and I'm going to copy just the items in this table, and I'm going to put them on a spreadsheet. Now, the very first time, I already have a spreadsheet I'm going to open. The very first time that you go to batch, Ideogram's going to give you the spreadsheet. Now, oops, this isn't it. Hold on, wrong one. I'm going to go back to blogging, and it's called articles to write. There it is. And there. I put mine on a Google sheet because I'm working with other sheets and I like to have them all on this one spot, but it will give you a sheet that you can use with Excel, any of the spreadsheet programs. And then all we do is we're going to paste those images that it just gave us right here. Okay. Now, these ones down here were left over. I don't need them from the one before, but I still need to bring over those 2 extra ones, the one that's going to make a pin and the one that's going to make a blog. So we're going to go back over and I'm going to paste this whole description here. This is my exact workflow you're getting right now. And I'm going to paste it right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to get the featured blog photo. And I'm going to paste this here. Now, the only other thing I need to do is change my featured blog photo to be 16:9. What these little placeholders are, visibility just basically says, do you want the Ideogram people to be able to see it on a public library, or do you want it to be private? I keep mine private. What size image are you creating? 9:16 is our Pinterest size. 16:9 is the blog size. These are vertical, that is horizontal. And then Magic Prompt basically gives the prompt permission to elaborate on the prompt. So it's not as literal, giving it more room to be creative. That's been my experience. So if you're not an amazing prompter, like you know everything about prompting, then leave it on and let it kind of do its thing. That's been my experience, okay? Once this is done, we're going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Download. We're going to download this in a CSV. Download it in a CSV by the name of the article you're writing, which was DIY, what was it? DIY home decor. I probably already had that, so I'm going to put training. Okay, now we go to Ideogram. We're going to go to batch. We're going to upload the spreadsheet, and we're going to paste in wherever we just put our spreadsheet, which is right here, DIY home decor training. And then we're going to click Start Batch. Now, we have already written our blog, ready to go. All we need now is the images to put in there, and we're done. After the blog is published, then we're going to schedule out those pins to go to Pinterest. Whether you want to use a bulk uploader to Pinterest, or you want to use something like Tailwind, which is what I use. But if you're a beginner, you probably don't want to use Tailwind yet because it costs money. But it's worth it for me because of the ability to schedule them out far in advance. The Pinterest bulk scheduler doesn't schedule out the way I want it to. I like mine to be about a week apart for each image so that it's not spamming the board or spamming not the board I'm worried about, but I'm more worried about just tripping a spam filter with Pinterest. Being a newer account, I don't want them to go, oh, she's spamming this with all one URL, one blog address. So I like to spread them out. That's just my safety measure. I'd rather them all just go to one board. But the other benefit is to them scheduling out is that there's always fresh pins being posted to my account, whether I'm on vacation or I'm sleeping or I'm wherever. So this is how I got to that almost 20 pin per day mark. So over here, we're going to go to creations, and now we're going to look at what Ideogram created for us. So here's our featured blog photo. Look at all the DIY that's in that photo. Now I could put text overlay. Recently, I asked my AI to not give me text overlay on the blog photos themselves because it's getting kind of cluttered and I want to be able to have my theme put a text overlay. So that's been my preference. Now this is the pin. Look at the pin. Transform your home on a budget, top DIY decor ideas. I could use that one. I could use that one. I could use that one. I could use that one, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down to the very first pin it created, because that is going to be the #1 section on the blog. These look amazing. Oh, so good. Okay. So pick one of these that you like. So it gives you 4 options for every one prompt. Okay. Whatever it is, whichever one you like. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go download JPEG, and I'm going to call this DIY home decor 1. Now I have a feeling I've already done this, so I'm going to do something different. DIY HD1. I just want them to have different, that's going to be confusing. DIY blog 1. I'm going to go like that. I only need to remember what those titles are in a minute, because I'm going to put them on my blog. Now find the one you like best. Honestly, some of you guys are going to go, well, how do you know which one is best? I don't. You could save them. You could publish them all out over time. I just am kind of picking the very first one that jumps out at me, JPEG, and I'm going to do DIY blog 2. Let's look at the third one. So this is a coastal rope mirror. Ooh, that one's pretty. Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm going to go with this one. That was my first instinct. I just kind of DIY blog 3. What's our next one? Ooh, these are beautiful. So we're going to go all the way through the top, and we're going to save all of these. Now, that's going to take you probably, if you're fast like me, about 5 minutes to save each one of those images, maybe 10 if you're trying to figure out how to click on the dots and all the right clicks, like the basics, okay? But once you have a good flow for this, about 5 minutes. So probably about I would say, going to ChatGPT and having it write an article, let's just say 10 minutes. And then 5 minutes to run that prompt, put it on the spreadsheet and upload it. And then 5 minutes to download all your images. So we're at about a 15-minute mark now. That's just like a quick summary. I said it takes me an hour, so I'm spending more time somewhere. I think it's in the keyword research and in the inserting of the photos and scheduling out. So let's just give us 10 minutes for each one of those things. Let's say we're about 30 minutes in now. Okay, just kind of a rough little estimate there. So then I'm going to go over to add a new post, but I'm going to do this. I am going to go open my blog. I'm going to right click and open in a new tab. What I have found is when I add the new images in bulk to my website, rather than try to insert them into each article section, it goes faster. So I'm going to go to new, and I'm going to go to media, select files, and select all of these images. Now, guys, there is AI software out there. There's AI software that'll write your blog for you and make a bunch of images. And they're pretty good. But I have to tell you that I wasn't loving the formatting, and I wasn't loving the output of the images. It wasn't what I personally wanted to give in the big picture. It wasn't what I wanted my entire Pinterest account to look like. I was running into too many images of people that had blurred faces or things like that, and I didn't want to have to go proof all the articles if I'm trying, and it also wasn't creating the numbered lists correctly, which ChatGPT doesn't every time either. But if I'm not looking at it and it's just publishing to my blog, then I was coming across too many errors. So you can do that. This is my flow today. That's why I'm sharing it with you in this way. If you want to know the AI software that was writing them all for me with images, ask me. I'm happy to share that with you as well. But this is just what I'm doing. So I'm more than willing to spend an extra 30 minutes maybe to get it more like what I want than just to create bulk AI articles that I don't have my hands on as much. I feel like I have more control over the flow and structure of this, but I'm not saying the other way is wrong at all, Okay, so once your images post, this is where the next time comes in. It's fast, but it's still steps. Now I'm so close to automating this with the new operator, ChatGPT operator, or the make flows formulas, and I'll let you know when that's done. But right now, it's still not quite there. So here, and then we're going to add the plus. We're going to go to image, upload an image, media library, and I'm going to go to 1. So where was the first one? It was this one, this bookshelf. And then I'm going to click select. Now, in my case, because of my theme, I like to make these full-size images so that they fit the width of the page better. I don't know if there's another way to do that, but that's how I'm doing it, okay? I just like the fit and the aesthetics of it better. I do have an alt image plugin that is adding this alt text right here. Now, that's pretty important because when I schedule this out using my Pinterest scheduler, this is what becomes the description of the pin. Now, if I want to, I can change that to a ChatGPT formulated meta description type thing. There's all kinds of ways, but right now I'm just letting it do an alt image and I'm putting that in the description. I'm testing that. Now we go down to 1. You're going to do the same thing all the way down one more time, plus sign, image, media library, and then you just go to number 2. Okay. This is why you can't just save them all number 1, 2, number 3, number 4. You need to save it like blog title number 1 or keyword number 1, keyword number 2, keyword number 3, keyword number 4. So you can find them super easy. Okay. So then we have our coastal rope mirror, and that's going to be this one. And we're going to put that in here. Okay. Let me just go ahead and, oh, it won't let me. I was going to pause it so I could finish it and it won't let me. So we're going to go down to full size. All right, you get the idea here. Now, you also need to put in your featured blog photo. After you put all these images in, go up here to post, set featured image, and I'm going to put in the blog photo, which is this one right here, and I'm going to click set featured description. Now, I also want to put an excerpt here. The excerpt for me is this one right here. Whatever this little intro is, it says this guy, this article does this. I'm going to put that right here. That excerpt sometimes will show up on Google. It'll show up in little previews. It'll show up on your blog archive pages. So it's important. So I'm going to do that. Then the other thing I do is shorten the URL. So I'm just going to shorten this to DIY home decor. Now I probably already have that. So because I'm duplicating it, I'm going to do DIY home decor inspo. Okay. Then down here, you need to put it in a category. So remember, if you're just starting off, you've already kind of laid out your categories on that first part that we did. So you would have had your first category might literally be home decor. Then underneath home decor, it's DIY home decor. And then underneath DIY home decor, you're going to have all those little categories, something like that. Well, so I do have home decor right here. Actually, I have, yes, I do. Home, where is it? Decor. I have it. Home decor. So I'm just going to put it right there. But if I wanted to start another category, let me make sure I don't already have it. DIY. Okay, so if I wanted to start, instead what I'm doing is I'm putting it all under home decor and I'm just doing tags. I don't know which is best yet. I'm testing this because how it works for Google versus how it works for Pinterest, different concepts. So tags, I have a little section here called DIY home decor, don't I? I think I do. Yeah, so I'm just tagging it. So it's going in my home decor category, DIY home decor tag, kind of just drilling that down a little bit more. Okay, once this is done, I'll just show you the last piece. I click publish. Now I need to get the rest of mine loaded. It wouldn't let me pause it today, so I'm just going to do it here and show you what it looks like. I go to view post. Then you scroll down to the bottom. I am going to use, this is so the extension is going to read the whole page. I use Tailwind. It is a purchase paid tool. I'll put the link in the description. When you use Tailwind, they're going to give you this little Chrome extension up here. It's first going to open my account to make sure I'm logged into the right account or using the right board, logged into the right account, that type of thing. So I have multiple accounts. So I want to be in my Ballen Blogger account, and then I'm just going to close out of that. And I'm going to do it one more time. Now it's going to pull all the images on the page. So I don't want those little horizontal ones, but I do want the ones that I made specifically for that blog. And then I'm going to click Go Schedule. Now remember, if I had finished this, this would be 11 images. One image for each idea that we gave it. There were 10. Then the Pinterest pin. This would be a total of 11. If I schedule those out 1 week apart, that is 11 weeks of new fresh pins sending to this URL. And it also separates all of them out a week apart. Now, not everybody does it like this. This is what I am enjoying right now. I'm pretty happy. Now, I do have a board called DIY Home Decor, so I'm going to put them there. So the first thing you do is put the board. I'm not going to pin these pins to multiple boards. We can talk about that later. Right now, I'm not doing any repinning of this pin goes to that board also. Not yet, but I may in the future. So for right now, they're just all going to DIY Home Decor. Now, you can see it pulled in the title already of that article. You can change these and change them to the section title, or you can leave them that title. But here in the description, you're getting a description of that image. I like it because it's keyword rich. But some people would rather have it be a call to action to visit the blog. You can test that and play with it. Right now, I'm going all at it this way, and then I may test something different. But I'm happy with the results I'm getting here. So first thing I would do is schedule out the first one. Okay, I want this one to go today. So usually that's that special pin one that we didn't upload yet. That collage-like one. But anyway, then I would schedule this one out, click the clock. This one's going to go next week. Same time. Then this one would go the week after, February 20. This would be February 27th. PM. Okay, so you would do this with each one, and then you're done. You have now created a valuable blog with all the images, with all the inspiration, 11 weeks of sending traffic. And then how do you make money with it? Well, the first step is putting Google ads or a premium advertiser with ads on your site. Second step might be going through here and putting in Amazon links or links to affiliate programs, which I teach in all of my other items. And third might be having a sponsor that has their ad in here or a featured item. But when you're first starting, you don't think about that. Your only focus right now is getting traffic. Build the blogs, make the pins, get the traffic. Once you get to over 1,000 visitors a month, which is bare bones minimum. We're talking 50,000 views a month is what you really need to get in with a premium advertiser. But I'm giving you 1,000 just as kind of this little benchmark. Let's just say 3,000 would give you 100 people per day. That's not going to convert to much money, but it could be a starting point for you to say, okay, now maybe let me throw Google ads on here, which is easy, it's free, it's not a big deal. Let me throw those on there. But if let's just say you're going to get like $5 for every 1,000 people that visit your blog. If you have 1,000 people that visit your blog that month, you've made $5. Some people would say that's worth me going after right now. Other people would say, all right, I'll wait till I get to 10,000 views a month. I'll wait till I get to 20,000 views. And when you start to get up to 50, you can start applying to premium advertisers. Okay. That's kind of the general, that's just a little synopsis there. Anyway, that's it. Hope you like this. See you in the coaching program. Lori Ballen. Have a great day.